They're really slow punchers if they're being able to have this full-on conversation back and forth about what they want to do to one another.
Time for the third round to begin. And here comes Baki Hanma. Clocking in at barely 17 years old, Japan.
17 years old, I mean, it looks very much like what I did at 17 years old. I mean, he's absolutely ripped. I think he probably has a little bit of roids sprinkled on his cereal. Of course, you have to inject steroids, so that joke doesn't make any sense. Also, the anatomy here, yeah, it's broadly accurate, massively exaggerated. For example here, look at the bulges in the thigh here. So we've got vastus medialis on the inside and vastus lateralis, and peeping through the top, rectus femoris. So we'd very much see this type of definition in bodybuilders. So this dude definitely doesn't skip leg day.
Calling a concussion. Oh gosh, so several stab wounds to the butt and to the inner thigh as we see a good blood splatter come out of the wound. Now, if we look at the anatomy of the blood supply to that part of the body, you've probably got one of the largest arteries in the body going through that area, and that is the femoral artery, which goes on to supply the lower limb. Now, if that's been severed and left untreated, you could really bleed to death in a matter of minutes. Your best chance is to apply a tourniquet above the point of those lacerations to help slow down the bleeding.
We got a boxing anime. I'm already hyped. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. So when you're coming in like that and you have a size disadvantage, you gotta be ready to dip, duck, dodge, and dive. And then if you're the big guy, you wanna keep a distance, and they get close, you wanna clinch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh! Ah! Oh. Why do they fly when they box? Oh! This feels like boxing meets Pokemon fight. Oh, because he's got abs. Man, they're really slow punchers if they're being able to have this full-on conversation back and forth about what they want to do to one another. Yeah, but you can drop someone with a body shot. Just ask my man Ryan Garcia, who got dropped. Oh, body shot. He went right for the liver. He went bam. Bam. That's a weak spot for the body. Like getting hit in the liver just creates this reflex where your body just like go down for survival.
Here he is, Baki's opponent, Kaio Lee, the master of China's famed Yakuko Ken style Kempo.
We meet the opponent, Kaio Lee, who's got some weird stuff going on with his hand. Apparently this is the poison hand, although it looks more like a purpuric rash. Looks like he's got a swollen hand with a rash there. You know, the only time I've seen hands like that is people with meningococcal disease, very end stage meningococcal disease, where the rash is caused by the infection damaging the capillary blood vessels and causing bleeding under the skin. A very late stage, very life-threatening stage. But Kaio Lee looks far too well for that to be going on. Cool, so first trauma, we see a strike to the zygomaxillary complex. That's the posh name for the bony part of the cheek. Could easily be fractured here, and then you'd be off to see a max fac surgeon, but first you'd rule out any kind of brain injury.
I love that her weapon of choice is a hammer, and really, as a weapon, this shouldn't be underestimated. If any of you out there have seen the Old Boy movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. But here we also get the introduction of Nanami, and in my opinion, he's got one of the best character designs, as well as best choice of voice actors. And there we see that he's wrapping up his knuckles like a boxer. But why do boxers do this? So I guess firstly, and probably most obvious, is that it's to provide protection of their own fists. Ironically, one of the most common injuries that boxers sustain is actually a boxer's fracture. And basically this is an injury where the force of the punch is transmitted to the bones of the hands, causing one of them to fracture. And I guess the second reason for wrapping your wrists is that it helps with the alignment between your knuckles and wrist, helping to reduce any other injuries. Anyway, regardless of Nanami's reason, it looks totally badass.
His left fist died. There is such thing as a boxer's fracture, which is really important to be dealt with because it can cause the hand to malfunction if left untreated. Oh, he's going up with the uppercut. Oh my God. Dude, if you have the time to say that, just put your hands up. In boxing, unless your opponent's super weak, loading up your punches is not a good move, says someone who likes to load up punches. I feel like an earthquake's happening, not a boxing match. Oh, why are they fighting on wood? Well, if I was ever to make a boxing anime, that's how I would do it too.